Most people are trying to change their lives without ever understanding the system that they're operating in. You are told to work harder, think more positively, meditate, manifest, pray. But no one has actually explained the psychic mechanics of how your mind actually works. No one teaches you how a thought seed becomes an emotional frequency, or how that frequency hardwires your behavior, and eventually your behavior ends up being your reality, your life, that some of us may think is unfortunate every single day. That's exactly what metaphysical science is. It isn't fantasy. It isn't woo-woo spirituality. I personally dislike that phrase. Nor is it vague wishful thinking. It is the structured academic study of consciousness and the literal laws that govern your mental, emotional, and physical life. These are the principles I've studied for my bachelor's degree in metaphysical science. More importantly, these are the laws I have tested and approved in my own life and the life of high performance clients. From my studies, I have also put together for you a free workbook that you can use alongside your journey. I have seen how changing a person's internal programming doesn't just change their mood, it changes their financial trajectory, it changes their physical health, and it changes the very opportunities that they attract into their lives. Today, I'm going to be breaking down the different levels of the mind, the literal frequency of thought and spoken word, why the exhaustion principle is the secret to deep meditation, and the exact techniques to recondition your mind from the ground up, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Straight from the university of my soul.
Every spiritual and philosophical tradition asks the same questions. Who am I? What am I? Where am I going? Most people try to answer these through external achievements. More money, a better title, a bigger house. But in metaphysical science, we recognize that achievement is an effect. It's not a cause. Socrates said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." I don't know why he's British, but in this field, we take it a step further. The examined life is far more worth living. Metaphysical science starts with a radical premise that your outer life is a one-to-one reflection of your inner condition. If your internal operating system is programmed for lack, it means that you can work 80 hours a week and still feel like you attract clogged finances. If your identity is rooted in the temporary self, which means the one created by society's suggestions, you are living a fiction. To change these results, you have to turn inward to the real self. This is the part of you that is already whole, powerful, and connected to the source of all creativity. The foundation of this science is what we call the one great truth. There is but one mind in the universe, and your mind is an inseparable, individualized expression of it. You can call it the infinite, I call it source, my studies called it God mind, or you can call it the universal consciousness. The name is far less important than the principle of unity. Think of the ocean and a wave. To the casual observer, the wave may look like a separate entity, but the wave is never independent of the ocean. It is the ocean in motion. This changes everything. Because of the same intelligence that organizes galaxies is also expressing itself through you, then you are not fundamentally lacking, nor are you powerless. You are a psychophysical unit. When you align your personal mind with this universal mind, the source mind, you aren't just thinking, you are channeling. You move from struggle frequency to flow frequency. To hack this system, you have to understand the three major levels of the mind. One, the conscious mind. It analyzes, it questions, it reasons. It gives you the choices in order for you to make your decisions. If it were part of a car, it would be the windshield of the car. It is the trainer of your mind. Second up, we have the subconscious mind. This is the emotional memory bank within you. It runs your heart rate, your habits, your automated emotional reactions. Anything repeated in the conscious mind and your power to perform is stored here in the subconscious mind. It is the source of your skills. And if it were a part of a car, it would be the engine of the car. It is the trainee to the trainer. The self-image is a third level. It makes you act like you. It is the total of your habits and your attitudes. The way you view yourself and your performance are always equal here in this level of the mind. Self-image and success are directly related. Within this level of mind, every thought or experience creates an imprint. The self-image is based off the imprints. This is how your self-view is created. The self-image, if it were part of a car, would be the throttle of the car, controlling the speed and power of the car, of the engine. And here's the key. The conscious mind trains, subconscious performs, and this self-image dictates how well you perform. Your subconscious is a literal computer-like feedback loop. It doesn't care if the program you give it is good or bad. It really does not care. It's not biased. It only cares about consistency. If you repeatedly think, feel, and accept a limitation, your subconscious automates that limitation and your self-image ensures that limitation is acted out. This is why you see people who consciously want success but subconsciously expect failure, and you watch them achieve it. Failure, that is. They are trying to drive a car with every fluid in the car being the exact opposite of what it needs, and eventually it crashes and burns. Statistics in psychosomatic medicine suggest that anywhere between 70%, I believe, and 90% of physical ailments are functional. This means they originate from the mind. Your subconscious influences your nervous system, which in turn dictates your health and your energy levels. If you're stuck in a cycle of bad time thinking, okay, you are literally psychically attracting bad time people and experiences. You have become a psychic magnet for the very things that you fear. What if I told you that every thought you think is actually a physical blueprint? And every word you speak is a direct command to the universe to build your reality. Let's break down the 3-stage loop of energy that determines whether you are a master of your life or a slave to your circumstances. It all starts within you. We often treat thoughts as abstract ideas, but they're actually active energy. When you have a thought, it triggers a chemical and electrical current that runs through your entire body. It hits your heart, your nervous system, and your organs. You aren't just thinking, you are literally bathing your cells in a specific frequency. Let me say that again. You're not just thinking, you are bathing your cells in a specific frequency. This is the biological foundation of your reality. Before the world sees your vibe, your body quite literally feels it first. But that energy does not stay trapped inside your skin. Think of your mind as a high-powered broadcast tower. Through the law of attraction, your subconscious mind takes that internal energy and radiates it out into the atmosphere around you. You are essentially tuning the space you walk into. This is why you can walk into a room and instantly feel tension or peace without anybody even saying a word. You are filling the universal energy field with your specific frequency. And like a magnet, that field starts to pull in people, and situations are included that match this exact frequency. Now, wait. One of the most important parts is your words. If your thoughts are the blueprint, then your words are the construction crew. When you speak, you aren't just making noise. You are releasing a physical vibrational force into the world, like I am right now. In ancient traditions, words were called invocations. When you say things like, I am tired, I am broke, I am successful, you are sending out a frequency that vibrates through everything. People, plants, animals, objects. in the very fabric of your life. The more intensity and volume you put behind those words, the faster that creative force sets your reality into motion. You have a choice. You can let your thoughts run on autopilot and remain a slave to your old patterns, or you can become the master of your frequency. Start choosing your thoughts as carefully as you choose your clothes, your food, and start using your words like the powerful tools that they are. So, how do we stop the feedback loop? How do we unclog the success mechanism? If your mind is a Ferrari, right, then meditation is the high octane fuel. But in metaphysical science, we don't just meditate to relax, we meditate for contact. There are two forms of meditation that you could master or just try. One is contact meditation, which is getting in touch with Source, the universal mind. The second one is controlled meditation. This is basically reprogramming your subconscious. One of the most profound things I've learned in my degree was called the exhaustion principle. Ever wonder why some people find it impossible to meditate? It's because their bodies hold too much nervous energy. In the East, they use strict asceticism to calm the body. And in the West, they use rhythmic breathing. And not everybody is for breath work, but it's not just a breathing exercise or breath work. It is a chemical adjustment. By lowering the body's energetic output, you force the personal ego to let go, allowing the source power to surface within you. And if you want to dive deeper, the workbook that I'm giving for free has a few practices that you can attempt. One of them is the candle meditation, which deals with the third eye. This practice stills the thought waves and clears the psychic blockage between your conscious desires and your subconscious reality. Life is not what happens to you, it is your reaction to it. In metaphysical science, we teach the signal reflex method. Most people have a conditioned reflex to react negatively to a negative experience. You lose a client, you feel lack. Someone insults you, you feel hostility. This creates a negative psychic loop that attracts more of the same. To have positive control over your life, you must retrain your reflex. You use every negative experience as a signal to react spiritually. When a door closes, your new reflex says the source power within me is greater than this problem. This is a signal for new growth. By doing this, you are quite literally practicing subconscious recoding. You are neutralizing a negative cause before it can manifest as a physical effect. You aren't just being delusional. You are looking past the veil of Maya. And Maya is the illusion of the moment. So you're looking past the veil of Maya to the absolute reality where everything is working for your greater good. Finally, let's talk about materializing. Every great creation in human history was first a picture in someone's mind. But there is a technical reason why most people fail to materialize their goals. And it's one word: complacency. They hold the thought for 5 minutes and then spend another 23 hours in doubt. Metaphysical science treats the mind as a psychic magnet. To materialize a goal, whether it's a new career, a relationship, better yet, better health, you must use activity visualization. Don't just visualize in the morning, visualize all day long. Visualize while you're doing your daily business. When you see someone who has achieved what you want, immediately tell your subconscious, I see myself in my own mind having that same success. You are using the law of circulation. As you give thanks for the success of others, you can open up the channels for success to flow to you. You are convincing your mind that you can, will, and have already achieved your desire in the realm of spirit. The most famous psychologist in our field, Carl Jung, once said, "One doesn't solve problems, one outgrows them." I don't know why I said it like that. That is the ultimate goal of metaphysical science. We aren't just here to play spiritual games and hide from reality. We are here to transform our consciousness so that the old problems literally cannot exist in our presence anymore. If you've watched this far, congratulations. You have just been told the secrets of the mystics in the most simple way. Your homework for today is to download the workbook that is free. Choose your focus and do it. Do the work that must be done. If you don't know, I'm Sheikha Sakina. Welcome to We Are Al Sakina. I've seen these principles work for thousands of people over the last 6 years. And I know that they can work for you too. Start living from your source center and watch as the universe moves to meet you. I'll see you next time. And remember to ask yourself, what are you not doing? Peace out.